Fellas, lady fellas, Entrepreneurial Society, welcome to the Fantasy and Reality Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Tacker. Today in the ridiculously overdecorated studio, I'm going to be giving a super quick positional ranking because if you haven't already drafted, you're going to this weekend, so I want to just throw out my final rankings and if I can, give a quick explanation why, but I just want you to see everything that I have, everyone in each position. So first, obviously I have Patrick Mahomes. He's going to do great. I think he'll keep on doing what he's doing. Number 2, Deshaun Watson. He has great weapons around him. I think he could be in potential running for the MVP. If something happens to Mahomes, he doesn't do as crazy well as he did last season, I think Watson would be great. Could be get at MVP. Next, I have Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be great. He should hopefully go back to his true form and do what he can do. Next, I have Baker Mayfield. Again, a guy I have super high hopes for. I think he's going to do fantastic. His mentality and attitude in that locker room kind of meshes well with the craziness they have, with the consistency of Jarvis and the kind of over-dramatization of OBJ. Everyone else, hopefully they can become a cohesive unit and it can be a nice team. I have Matt Ryan at 5, and hopefully with all the weapons he has, he can not fold up like a lawn chair like he has in the past a couple times and do the things we know he can do, be Matty Ice, kill the defense, and do everything he can. Number 6, I have Jared Goff, a guy I'm super high on this season. Very underrated. He's going a little later in ADP, so I think he's going to be fantastic with all the weapons he has around him. If Gurley's not 100%, then they're going to throw the ball a little bit more and don't have to rely on the run, so he's going to sling that thing a lot, and I'm so excited for it. Number 7, Carson Wentz, another guy who has a lot of weapons, very similar to Jared Goff. They get paired up a lot with the whole being drafted together, and very similar guys, weapons. Hopefully they can both do well. We'll see how that goes. Number 8, might be a little surprised that I have him this high. I have Russell Wilson, even though there could be a run first team. He always ends up in the top few in every single year, so hopefully he can continue to do that. Number 9, I have Cam Newton. I think that he'll come back from this injury, hopefully 100% healthy, like I said in an earlier video. If he can hopefully stay healthy and not rush his rehab and possibly injure himself again, then hopefully he can be Cam Newton of the MVP season and just all around greatness with Christian McCaffrey, do really well. Number 10, I have Drew Brees, and it's upsetting that he's this low because it's Drew Brees. He's not falling off as in not doing as well, but they're going to run the ball more and he'll only throw when he needs to, mostly hopefully to Michael Thomas. So that's why Thomas is valuable. The other guys, maybe not so much. Thomas, Kamara, maybe Cook. So he's going to see less passes but still be accurate. That way he can stay up and not get hurt and hopefully play as many seasons as he can, staying healthy. At 11, I have Kyler Murray, a rookie. I think they're going to be confused about what he's going to do. He's going to run all over them. He's going to pass. They're going to stack the box and because of the run, and he's going to light him up down the field. So hopefully he can do those things and be an explosive guy. Next, I have Jameis Winston, another guy who can run but also has great weapons. If Bruce Arians can hustle and kind of taper Winston down into sculpting him into the quarterback he can be, hopefully then he can make himself and all the weapons around him much more valuable, because I'm super excited for all those in fantasy if Winston can do what he needs to do. Number 13, I have Philip Rivers. I have always liked Philip Rivers. Him and Russell Wilson have been my consistent guys that I can get always super late in rounds and guys that produce. He's going to do the same thing if Keenan Allen's 100% healthy and Melvin Gordon isn't playing until week 8, who knows, the whole season, whatever. They're going to throw more, so that means all the pass catchers are much more valuable, and it also means Philip Rivers is, because he's going to throw a lot more. Number 14, I have Big Ben, and He's a tiny bit lower than I'm sure some people have him, but I think Ben's going to do well. Probably throw for like 4,700 yards with quite a few touchdowns, like 30 or so. But not that I don't think he's going to do well, I just think other players are going to do a little bit better than him. He has weapons in Juju and Connor and whatnot, so if he can get the ball to them, he's going to be a great consistent guy as usual. Number 15, I have Jimmy Garoppolo. If he can come back, maybe get that comeback player of the year, just get more chemistry with the weapons he has, because like Kittle last year was fantastic. So if he can develop that system with him and Pettis and others around him, hopefully he should be in the top half of QBs. Next I have Dak Prescott, and I like Prescott a lot. He's consistent. He doesn't throw a whole lot of yards, but he runs a bit. He has 6 touchdowns every year of his career, rushing wise. And so if Zeke doesn't play or comes back late, Tony Pollard would be good, but Dak's going to have to throw a lot more with Amari Cooper kind of being in that injury pool. Who knows when he'll come back healthy. So Gallup will be a lot more valuable, but Dak's going to have to throw a lot more. 17, I have Kirk Cousins. And even though he has all weapons around him, I just have this weird feeling about Kirk Cousins. Hopefully Cousins will prove me wrong, do what he can with Thielen and Diggs. Very consistent duo, and do what he can with Dalvin Cook and Madison. So hopefully he proves me wrong and is a fantastic quarterback this season. Next I have Tom Brady, and again, someone that's not saying he's going to do horribly, but that they're going to run more, so he's going to see the ball in his hands a little less. That way they can keep him upright and not get injured. So they're going to run more. Edelman should be fantastic. Josh Gordon, who knows. But if you need a decent quarterback late, Tom Brady should put up decent numbers fantasy-wise for you to have good weeks in and out. Number 19, I have Lamar Jackson. Him and Josh Allen are back-to-back on my list. Both not very accurate quarterbacks, but can run like crazy. And in hopefully most leagues, rushing is worth more than passing. You need less rushing yards per points. So if these two guys can be better passers, that's great. But they're so high because they have such high rushing upside. So for 21, this is where I have Jacoby Brissett. Since the whole Andrew Luck thing, I have him here because I think he's going to do well. But I mean, I don't think he's going to light up the field and do crazy things. I just think he's going to be a quiet but consistent player that's going to do well for the team. 22, I have Matt Stafford. And like I said in previous videos, he's a double-digit guy. He's consistent. Last year he was hurt, but this year he's coming back. He has healthy weapons. Hopefully they stay that way. So if you can get Stafford late, I would. 23, I have Trubisky. If he, like some other younger quarterbacks, can stay healthy, stay in the right mindset, and be accurate, throw to his weapons, because he has weapons, he can be a very good quarterback. Is just to see if he actually will do it. 24, I have Sam Darnold. I like Darnold a lot because I think the Jets offense is going to be surprising a good amount of people. If he can get the ball to his weapons, kind of lean on Lev if he needs to, then Darnold should be a very good guy. 25, I have Derek Carr. Even though he has AB, I'm not sure how valuable Carr will be, because a few years ago he was having an MVP type season, then he got hurt, his team lost at the beginning of the playoffs. So if that Derek Carr can come out this season, he should do very well. If last season's Derek Carr comes out, I don't see him being too high on this list. At 26, I have Nick Foles. Even though he's going to be a good quarterback, hopefully a great quarterback, he's going to a new team. I'm super high on Dede Westbrook. I think he's going to be fantastic, but if Foles can get it to everyone that he can, and they're going to run it with Fournette, so he won't throw gunsling as much, because if their defense can hold down other offenses, they don't have to be down in games a whole lot. So Foles might not have to throw as much, but he should still be a valuable guy. Next, I have Ryan Fitzpatrick. Again, another guy with a new team, high upside potential, but I don't know if he's gonna throw like crazy all the time. Kenny Stills might be out in Miami. Who knows what's going on with that situation, so I'm kind of staying away from basically anyone in Miami. 28, I have the Red Rocket Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's okay. He's not mediocre or terrible. He's decent. He's a good quarterback, but he just doesn't have the consistent weapons because A.J. Green has been hurt the last few seasons. Tyler Boyd had a really good season last year, so hopefully he continues that. The offensive line got a little worse with all the injuries and stuff, so if they can fill those positions, I think A.J. Dalton can be okay. 29, Joe Flacco. I don't know what to do with Joe Flacco. He has weapons, but I just don't see him doing a whole lot. He could be great, but I mean, it's Flacco, so that's why I have him so low. 30, I have Eli Manning. We'll see how much of the season he plays with all the weapons gone, injured, suspended. Hopefully Evan Ingram and Saquon can carry the team on their back, because who knows how long it'll be before Daniel Jones steps on the field and becomes that starter. Number 31, I have Case Keenum, and he was just announced the starter, so he replaced my Dwayne Haskins on this list. I still don't have him super high. I think he's going to do okay. I like Case Keenum a lot, but similar to Kirk Cousins, I'm not sure. Like, even though he's good, I still don't know how much he's going to produce. And to end this list, a guy that I am so tired of is number 32, Marcus Mariota. I don't know. I just don't like him because he has the opportunity. He has okay weapons around him, but year in and year out, injured, doesn't know what to do, and just falls flat a lot of times for me. So that's why I have him as my last starting quarterback. But those were my quarterback rankings, as quick, swift, and direct as possible that I could give them to you. Let me know if there's somebody that you're like, why is he so high or why is he so low on my list. We can talk about it. Let me know who you have where on your quarterback ranking list. I want to try to throw it out as fast as I could, because like I said, if you haven't drafted already, you're going to draft this weekend. I'm going to try to get this out to you as fast as possible. As always, thank you for tuning in and thank you for your support. Leave questions, topic suggestions, comments down there in the comment section below. We'll try to answer anything and everything that you have. Remember that sports is supposed to be enjoyed together, so please tell someone about us and watch together. We want to grow the community as high as possible, and to do that, you have to smash that thumbs up button, hit subscribe, so we can try to keep giving you this content to make you a better fantasy football player, maybe the fantasy GOAT. But lastly, God bless America and God bless fantasy football. Take care.